Hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football. And sorry I'm about 30 seconds late to the stream, but we are live for my live match reaction, instant match reaction, and 5 things we learned from Manchester United versus Aston Villa. If you're new and you don't get the layout of my match reactions, the first 10 minutes of my live match reaction, I always talk about 5 things we learned from the game. Just for those not watching live, if they just want to know the 5 things we learned, they have to sit through the whole 40 minutes of the live. For the first 10 minutes, I'll talk about 5 things you learned from the game. Then I'm going to read out some of you guys' live chat, give some more thoughts and opinions on the game for the next 10 minutes. Then I will get into my player ratings. Then we will look at some of the stats and I'll read out some more of your comments. So we're going to be live for the next half an hour or so. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe down below, and share this video. So should we get into my first point? And then I will read out some of you guys' live chat. Don't worry, I'm just going to get into my first point, which is second half United. The first thing we learned from the game is that you've got to hit that like button and subscribe down below if you haven't. But the actual first thing we learned from the game is second half United at it again. We are always good when we go behind in the second half. Now, if you're watching my live watch along, I said at half time, it'll be classic Man United to be 2-1 up and win this game 2-1, 3-1, turn it around. I said it will be classic Man United to come out and win the game 2-1, 3-1. I don't know what it is, and you have to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer credit, whether you're Ole or not Ole out. No manager, this is the 10th time this season Man United have gone 1-0 down at half time, and we've won all of those games but one. 9 wins, 1 draw from being 1-0 down at half time. You have to give the credit to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for getting the players to come out and be a completely different team in the second half, to actually being an average team, giving the ball away and sloppy in the first half, and a brilliant team in the second half. I think this is like the 13th or 14th time we've seen it this season. So you do have to kind of give Ole the credit for it, but it always frustrates me. I'm like, why can't we play how we play in the second half, in the first half? Why does it always take us to in the second half good and Man United in the first half poor? Second half United, brilliant. First half United, poor. And do you know what I think it is? In the first half, we play it safe. We play defensive football. We play it safe. We don't attack as much. We do a back six. We invite a lot of pressure because we're defensive. And Man United, when we're defending a league, are at our worst. Leipzig, 5 at the back, 2 CDMs, conceded 3 goals. Whenever Man United play defensive football and invite pressure, we play poorly. The minute we go a goal behind, we have to play attacking football. We have to be a bit quicker on the ball, move around quicker. We have to play a better brand of football. And as soon as we start playing a better brand of football, we start looking like a better team. We start scoring more goals. And it's like second half United is brilliant. I love second half Man United. But I want to see second half Man United in the first half. I just wish we could do it for a full game. I mean, credit to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for getting the team to be this good in the second half. You can't say he doesn't have tactics to be that poor in the first half and be that good in the second half. And to be fair to United, the first 10 minutes, I thought we were really, really good. And then we went off a bit and we're a bit average. Then the Traore goal, which I will talk about, shocking defending from Lindelof, shocking defending from Maguire. The Traore goal, world-class finish from Traore, but the defender, we had 4 chances to clear the bloody ball, we didn't clear it. But then after Traore goal, we went really bad. And it's like the Roma game. As soon as we go, like we played quite well at the start of the Roma game, we concede a goal. The minute we concede a goal in the first half, we go bad. And we're bad for the whole of the first half. And then the last 5 minutes of the first half, we always step it up. Then we come out in the second half, a brilliant new team. I don't get it, United. But it's second half Man United. We are a team of second halves. And the one thing about Man United is when we're 1-0 down at half time, I don't stress. A lot of people are like, Ole out, Ole out. I did never stress when we're 1-0 down at half time. I never stress. And actually, I'm going to address some of the live chats after I got into the 5 things. But this guy says a lovely finish from Greenwood. The Greenwood finish was quality. The Traore finish was quality. And the run from Cavani was brilliant. And the second thing we've got to talk about is a massive positive. And that is Luke Shaw and Bissaka were class. Our fullbacks are class. I think in the last week, we've realised how important those fullbacks are. We took Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw off for Telles and Williams against Roma on Thursday. We fell apart. Who are the 2 best players on the pitch today? For me, they were Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw. The first half, Luke Shaw, man of the match. The second half, Wan-Bissaka, man of the match. Wan-Bissaka got an assist. Brilliant. Made some good attacking ones. Brilliant. Did really well going forward. Really good dribbles. Defensively solid. But we're 2-1 down. Lindelof makes a mistake. And Wan-Bissaka puts in a world-class tackle to stop Ollie Watkins making it 2-2. Wan-Bissaka is the reason we're not drawing 2-2. And he also got an assist to make it 2-1. Wan-Bissaka was absolutely fantastic today. He's a very, very underrated player for Manchester United, in my opinion. And Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka are honestly becoming Man United's two most important players. We've like the fullbacks, like they never seem like a position of priority, but Bruno and the fullbacks, it's like Man United's most important players. We saw what Williams and Telles did for us. The only issue is we need Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw in every game, and I don't know if they're all going to be able to play Leicester. Maybe Traore and Zabi right back, maybe Telles left back for Leicester, then we're all strength for Liverpool. But we learned how important Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw was today. And that absolutely quality. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read out their game numbers, but if Wan-Bissaka or Luke Shaw was your man of the match, hit that like button. We're trying to hit 100 likes, so hit that like button if Wan-Bissaka or Luke Shaw was your man of the match. But this is Luke Shaw's game numbers for this game. Luke Shaw won 100% of his tackles. Luke Shaw had 85% pass accuracy. Luke Shaw made 19 final third passes. 19 final third passes, and a lot of them were quick link up 1-2 plays driving forward. Luke Shaw also made 4 ball recoveries. He attempted 4 take-ons. He put 3 passes into the box. He created 3 chances from open play. He had 2 successful take-ons, and he had 2 shots, 1 on target. Luke Shaw was absolutely quality today. I just read out his game numbers. Luke Shaw was absolutely quality, and so was Wan-Bissaka. Let me read out Wan-Bissaka's game numbers. Wan-Bissaka again completed 100% of his take-ons. He had 91% pass accuracy. He completed 16 out of 17 of his final third passes. He had 8 ball recoveries. He drew 3 fouls. He had 2 interceptions, 2 blocks, 2 passes into the box. He created 1 chance, and he got 1 assist. And he stopped us going 2-2 because that quality tackle from Wan-Bissaka stopped it being 2-2. So hit that like button for Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, who were quality. The third thing we learned from the game is Cavani and Greenwood are on fire right now. Cavani and Greenwood are on the form of their life. Greenwood's got 5 goals in his last 5 Premier League games. Cavani has 10 goal contributions in his last 7 games. 10 contributions in his last 7 games for Cavani. 5 goals in his last 5 Premier League games for Greenwood. 5 Premier League games, 5 goals for Mason Greenwood. Absolutely world-class numbers for a 19-year-old. He's proved why he should go to Euro 2020. The finish from Greenwood, the way he bodied off Mings. He sent Mings back to League 2, and the finish to get it in that bottom corner is world-class. Mason Greenwood is the second best finisher in the league after Harry Kane. I will say that. And Cavani has the best movement and the best heading in the league. Cavani's movement for the goal was world-class. The ball from Rashford wasn't having a great game, but that ball from Rashford was quality. Cavani movement, Cavani header. Cavani does this week in, week out. He makes these brilliant runs, these brilliant headers, and I tell you what, Rashford's delivery's improved. Pogba has a good delivery. Bruno has a good delivery. I say get Cavani making his runs. Get Pogba, Bruno, Rashford, these quality deliveries, and we'll score goals. Scoring goals ain't Man United's problem. Greenwood is on fire at the moment. Cavani is on fire. Greenwood was a bit on and off this game, but to be fair, Greenwood put in a great pass to Rashford. Matt Target stopped Rashford making it 1-0. Greenwood had a good shot. Could have rebounded to Pogba. And Greenwood was quality. I thought Cavani and Greenwood are on fire right now. The fullbacks were absolutely class, which was my second point. I thought Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka were quality. But Greenwood and Cavani are on goal-scoring fire right when we need them. The end of Greenwood's team has been brilliant, and I will read out some of their stats towards the end of the video. The fourth thing we learned from the game is that we do need a CDM and a centre-back because, you know what, we won the game 3-1. It's a mostly positive video, but I think we did learn a few things. You know, McTominay I didn't think was good, and Lindelof had him there today. And Maguire's injured, and hopefully Maguire's injury isn't too serious. But McTominay had a bit of a mare today. He was getting skip bars quite easily. I did think that Douglas Luiz and McGinn were probably the better midfielders compared to McTominay and Fred. I did think Douglas Luiz and McGinn, for a lot of the game, especially in the first half, took control of the midfield. McTominay gave the ball away a lot. I thought Fred was all right. I thought Fred did a few link-up plays, but McTominay is definitely a weakness. So that it's not that I have an agenda against McTominay or anything like that. It's that McTominay's being played out of position. He's not a CDM. Maybe if we get a CDM like Declan Rice, McTominay can play that Souček kind of role. But I think United definitely need a centre-back and a CDM. We saw what Diaz has done to Man City. We saw what Van Dijk has done to Liverpool. Man United can score goals. We know we have quality in attack. We know we can score goals. We've seen the quality in our attack so many times this season. But there's a lot of games this season where we just said our defence could have let us down. I mean, our defence could have let us down today if it wasn't for that brilliant Wan-Bissaka challenge. We need a centre-back. We need a Diaz-like signing. We need a Van Dijk-like signing because our attack is good. You know, we need a Diaz or Van Dijk-like top centre-back to take us to the next level and a new CDM to replace McTominay because he's not a CDM and Matic is aging. My fifth and final point is, and then I will read out some of you guys' live chats, is my fifth and final point that we learned from the game is that Rashford is not a striker. I do not think Marcus Rashford is a striker. There's a lot of times in the first half where we did put a good cross in, but no one was there. And I just sat there and thought, Cavani would be there. Cavani would be there. Cavani would be there. Rashford was not there. He was almost playing as a left forward. He kept drifting out wide. I don't know why Ollie is a striker, because Ollie's a striker. You'd think Ollie would notice. I don't know why in the first half Ollie didn't swap Greenwood and Rashford around. Rashford's better on the wing. Greenwood's got that number 9 quality in him. I mean, obviously Ollie took off Greenwood because he wants him for Leicester, but Rashford's not a striker. I thought as soon as Rashford went on the right wing, he looked so much better. Was that just me? I don't think Rashford's a striker. As soon as Rashford went on the right wing, he just looks so much better. We are the king of comebacks. But to sum up the 5 things we learned from the game, and I'm going to now read out some of you guys' live comments. The first thing I said that we learned from the game is Man United's quality in the second half. The second thing I said we learned is Luke Shaw and Aaron Bissaka, so important, class, undroppable, brilliant today. I said Cavani and Greenwood on fire. I said we need a Ruben Diaz like centre-back. We need a CDM. And the fifth thing was that Rashford isn't a striker. But I'm going to read out some of my live chats, and then I will get into my player ratings. So make sure you stay tuned for my player ratings, because that will be coming in the next 5 minutes. And everybody hit that like button. We're going for 100 likes, so please keep smashing that like button. Great win from Manchester United. We turned the game around in the second half again. Lindelof out. I will be talking about Lindelof in my player ratings. He did not have a great game. Ollie points. Now he has to surpass any manager post-Fergie era. Yeah, he does. Hopefully we can win all our games. Hopefully we can beat Liverpool. Stop Liverpool getting top 4. How brilliant would that be? Our biggest problem is we concede too quickly. We must give credit to Ollie. The fact that Ollie 10 times this season has gone in at half-time away from home, a goal down, and we've won 9 out of those 10 games. You have to give Ollie credit where it's due. Cavani scored again. His movement for the goal was just brilliant, and the cross from Rashford was accurate. The third goal was a work of art. I mean, the second goal was brilliant from Greenwood, but the third goal was a work of art. The weight of the pass from Rashford, quality. I told you Rashford's a winger, not a striker. Quality pass from Rashford, but the movement from Cavani to stay on side, to make that run, to know Rashford's going to do that, to win the ball. And then the header's so accurate. We see Maguire win header after header after header and miss. Cavani wins header after header after header and scores. Cavani needs to give Maguire some lessons in headering. Because Maguire gets so many headers from corners and he fucks them up. Cavani gets a header goal, runs in, header goal. Cavani makes heading look so easy. So whatever Cavani is on, he needs to give to Maguire. Apart from the cock-ups for the first goal, it was a good performance, not the best from Lindelof though. Yeah, I completely agree. I thought, there's a little bit of issue in midfield getting overrun, but yeah, definitely not a good game for Lindelof. Martial's still injured, but they believe he could be back for the Europa League final, which will be good. Man United have now come back from behind to win on 10 occasions this season. Absolutely insane stat. It's world class. We shouldn't be going 1-0 down in the first place. It's not good, but it's also a world class stat that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's turned it around so much. Definitely played under Fergie. It's a bit of Fergie time. Martial's still a couple of weeks away from fitness. Yeah, everybody make sure you hit that like button, share the streams on all platforms. In 10 minutes time, we will be live for my player ratings, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Lovely finish from Greenwood. Yeah, it was brilliant. Luke Shaw was outstanding as per usual. It's so good to see him performing well on such a consistent level. I completely agree. Luke Shaw, class. Luke Shaw, absolutely quality. Luke Shaw and Bissaka are my 2 man of the match contenders. I thought Cavani and Greenwood were good, but Luke Shaw was so important, especially in the first half. Luke Shaw, the runs he makes, the way he drives into the box, he makes it look so easy. Luke Shaw was fantastic today, absolutely fantastic. What's been key from Man United away from? I just think maybe not having fans in the crowd for the opposition. Maybe it's momentum. Man United are very much a momentum side on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Will De Gea go or stay? One of the keepers will leave. I think it will be De Gea, but I think De Gea is better than Henderson. Smash the like button, guys. Let's get this video to 50 likes in the next 5 minutes. Yeah, please. If you're new, subscribe to Alex Talks for daily Manchester United content. We're 20 subs away from 12.7k. So if everyone subscribes that's not subscribed, it'd be awesome. Was better game in the second half, but Fred, I'm still not a fan of both of them. One good game means nothing when they have 15 bad games. I completely agree with Leslie Green. Fred have more bad games than good games. They do. Fred, when he plays with Pogba, looks better than when he plays with Mctomminay. Now, I think Fred is the better out of Fred and Mctomminay because I think Fred suits the CDM role more. I'm not saying that Fred's a better player than Mctomminay, but I think Fred suits the pivot role more because Fred's more mobile, more defensively suited, and he doesn't get skipped past as easy. Mctomminay is not a CDM. Mctomminay can't play CDM, and I'm not saying Mctomminay is a bad player, but he's always the weak spot in the team because he's not a CDM. He's being played out of position. He's a box-to-box. We need a Declan Rice, and McTominay can turn into the Souček, the CDM that can get forward. Because McTominay's at his best for Manchester United when he's in the final third. We don't want McTominay defending. He gets skipped past easy. He gives away silly fouls. McTominay is a good player, but he's not starting 11 quality for Manchester United, for my honest opinion. I think the weak spot today was McTominay and Lindelof. Yes, Champions League paycheck guarantee, says Avram Glazer. Get out. Get out. I know it's not Avram Glazer, but get out. Everybody, hit that like button for Glazers out. Hit that like button for Glazers out. Hit that like button for Glazers out. You know, big news actually that our sponsorship, a 200 million sponsorship has fallen down the drain because of these Glazers out protests. This 200 million sponsorship fallen down the drain because of this Glazers out protest. Get to Liverpool on Thursday. Keep the protesting going. Let's get these Glazers out club. Hit that like button for Glazers out. Let's get these Glazers out. Bruno had a solid game. Bruno wasn't great in the first half, but I thought Bruno had a good second half. And Bruno's leadership quality was definitely seen throughout the game. I think it's Bruno leadership skills seen throughout the game. Guys, in 3 minutes' time, we're going to go live for my match reaction and player ratings. I mean, we're going to do my player ratings in a couple minutes' time, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And all of that, but yeah, just quality. Aaron Wan-Bissaka was very good going forward today, but his defending was excellent. Made a great tackle to stop Ollie Watkins in the second half. He was in a dangerous position in our box. Aaron Wan-Bissaka dealt with it. Aaron Wan-Bissaka was quality. He stopped Ollie Watkins making it 2-2. Quality from Wan-Bissaka, and he got a good assist. We've got the Glazers in here. What do you know what I say to the Glazers here? Feck off. Back after 4 months. Thank you much. Hope Maguire is not injured for long. Maguire's injury. Let's hope it's not long. Ollie gives a chance to rotate the squad in terms of using something different. I'd like to see Axel Tuanzebe get more game time. A few people said, do we take McTominay off and try Tuanzebe at CDM? Because it's pretty obvious McTominay's not a CDM. Like, he's had bad game after bad game, gets overrun, gives away silly fouls, gets skipped past. Maybe you try Tuanzebe at CDM. Try something up. Maybe you try Donny in the pivot with Fred. I thought Pogba was okay today. I don't think it was one of his guest games. Guys, we're going to do my player ratings in just a sec. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football. Let's see if we can hit 13,000 subscribers by the end of May. Jay says Cavani has been an asset to our team. Is such an improvement player, scoring some big goals. I agree. Now I've got to scroll down because I saw if I missed a few of you guys chat, just get some more in. But I want to do my player ratings. So I'm just going to read out a few more chats. Then I'll do my player ratings. Then I'll read out some more chats. To some of your points, I hate that Lindelof appears to be the only partner for Harry. David Carno for Lindelof, Rashford winger, and Ndidi Locatelli Sakai CDM. I agree. I think that Lindelof would look better with Tuanzebe or Baye, and I think I think Maguire plays better with Baye than he does with Lindelof. Lindelof, I think, is an okay centre back, but him and Maguire don't work together. I don't think Lindelof is the best centre back partner for Maguire. I disagree. I completely agree with you there, and I do think we need a CDM. And yes, Glazers out. Hit that like button for Glazers out. In 2 minutes, we will be doing my player ratings. I'll just get through a few more chats. I missed the first half, only watched the second half, but glad we scored 3 goals. It's just like the Spurs game. We come out, we score 3 goals in the second half. Just like the Southampton game, come out, score 3 goals in the second half. Second half United, that's what it is. But I'm going to get into my player ratings, guys. I'm going to get into my player ratings. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe down below. I will read out some more live chats once I've done my player ratings. Don't you worry. But what are we giving Dean Henderson, guys? What are we giving Dean Henderson? Let me know what you would give them in the chat. Because Dean Henderson wasn't tested loads, but he made a few saves. And you know what? He tricked Ollie Watkins into getting a red card. A lot of keepers would have given away a penalty there. But it's very clever from Dean Henderson to pull out. And also, he did make a good save right at the end of the first half when Villa could have made it 2-0. So I actually think for the saves he made, he's a 7. But for that thing on Ollie Watkins for not giving away a penalty and getting Watkins sent off, he's a 7.5. So I'm giving him a 7. I'm giving him a 7 because, people give him a 6, but he basically got Watkins sent off. And he made a few good saves. We made one really good save right at the end of the second half. He wasn't tested loads, but he basically got Watkins sent off. So, yeah, I give Dean Henderson a 7, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. We're 50 likes away from 100 likes, so keep smashing that like button. Let's go over 100 likes by the end of the stream. Wan-Bissaka quality today. We could have come away from this game with a 2-2 draw, being pissed off it wasn't for Wan-Bissaka. He got an assist on the Greenwood goal, but defensively he was brilliant. Lindelof had a mare. We will get into Lindelof next. Lindelof had a mare, but defensively Wan-Bissaka made a world-class tackle to stop Watkins making it 2-2. For me, he gets an 8. I know in the first half he was a bit of a 6, but in the second half he was an 8. And at the end of the day, Wan-Bissaka won us that game. Because of that tackle on Watkins. I mean, I'm giving Wan-Bissaka an 8. He wasn't great in the first half. He's really a 7.5 if we're being honest. But I've given Wan-Bissaka an 8. Lindelof, it was Lindelof's fault on the first goal. And if it wasn't for Wan-Bissaka, it would have been Lindelof's fault again. I want to give him a 5 because we've only conceded 1 goal. If it wasn't for Wan-Bissaka, he'd be getting a 4 because we'd have conceded 2 goals. He's a 4.5. We're giving him a 4. He's a 4.5, Lindelof. I think it was one of Lindelof's worst games. It really was. He could have cost us 2 goals if it wasn't for Wan-Bissaka. He really could have cost us 2 goals. Guys, let me know in the live chat what you give Lindelof. People saying Lindelof 5. I think Lindelof is about 4.5. I agree. A lot of people saying Lindelof 5. I do agree. Let me know what you give Lindelof in the live chat. We're going to go into Maguire. I thought Maguire was decent today. I'd give him a 6. He didn't put a foot wrong. It was Lindelof on the goal. The goals weren't anything to do with Maguire. Yeah, he got a silly yellow card. Yeah, he had a header he could have done better on. But Maguire, I don't think put a foot wrong. I think, what would you guys give Maguire? Let me know in the live chat. But I'd give him a 6. Luke Shaw, again, 8. What's 6.7? Are you mad? Luke Shaw was quality, guys. Luke Shaw, look, I'm going to read out Luke Shaw's game numbers. Luke Shaw won 100% of his tackles. He had 85% pass accuracy. Luke Shaw completed 19 final third passes. Luke Shaw made 4 ball recoveries. He completed 2 out of 4 of his take-ons. He put 3 passes into the box. Luke Shaw created 3 chances from open play and a shot. He was brilliant. I thought Luke Shaw was absolutely brilliant. I can't believe people have only given him a 6.7. For me, Luke Shaw's an 8. Let me know what you give Luke Shaw. But we're going on to Fred. And people say I have a bit of a soft spot for Fred. Okay, the midfield got overrun. But Fred was when Fred and McTominay play together, I think Fred gets put in the same bracket as McTominay. I do. I think Fred is better than McTominay because Fred suits the position more. But everyone just marks Fred down because McTominay's been full. But for me, I give Fred an average 6. I give Fred an average 6. And I give McTominay a 5. I think McTominay was a weak spot. What are you giving Fred and McTominay? Let me know down below. And make sure you hit that like button. I will read out some more live chats in a second. And Bruno, we're 1-0 down. Look, Bruno in the first half was a 5. Bruno in the second half was a 7. He's really a 6. It wasn't one of his best games, but you're 1-0 down. He scores that penalty, and he had his leadership mentality. He's about 6.5. I'll give him a 7 because I think to put that penalty away under pressure. I think Bruno Fernandes is a 7 for me. Greenwood again, 7, 8. The goal was world class. Greenwood was definitely one of the better players in the first half. I'm going to give Greenwood my man of the match just because he's 19 yeyears of age. I thought Luke Shaw and Bissaka were probably the 2 best players, but I'm giving Greenwood man of the match because of he's playing out of position. He's 19 years of age, and he's so important for us. I thought Paul Pogba was again. He was poor in the first half, got better in the second half, but I'd probably give him a 6.5 if you want my honest opinion. He's about the same as Bruno, 6 or 7, 6.5. Marcus Rashford, he was probably a 5. He did get the assist to make it 3-1. If you're being honest, Marcus Rashford is a 5. But I'm being generous, so I'll give him a 6. And I thought Cavani, you have to give him a 7. Eric Bailly, come on, 6. Matic, 6. Ollie, you know what? You have to give it to Ollie. To be 1-0 down and to win a game 3-1 multiple times in a row, you have to give it to Ollie. I thought his subs were right, taking Greenwood off, wrestling, putting Cavani on. I'd give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer an 8. Probably generous, but you have to give it to Ollie. Mason Greenwood is man of the match. Yeah, I gave Greenwood my man of the match because of how young he was. But he was absolutely brilliant. I want to get into some of you guys' live chat, so let me know your thoughts on the game down below. A lot of people saying Pogba 7. I thought Pogba was better in the second half. I didn't think Pogba was that good in the first half. You guys make Mike Ashley look like the Pope. This guy's talking about the Glazers. Hope Newcastle beat City next week. Yeah, to the Newcastle fan watching, JL, I really hope you beat City next week. Just to make the title race interesting. We know City are going to win the title, but it'd be brilliant if they lost to Newcastle. We won all our games because we'd be 4 points behind them. So really put the pressure on. Alice, you're talking more sense than the guys on Super Sunday. It really annoys me because these guys are in football and they're like, yeah, Man United need Kane, Man United need Kane. I'm like, see what Cavani's done? And everyone on Sky Sports always says Man United need Kane and Haaland and Grealish. Okay, yeah, Kane, Haaland and Grealish would improve us. Kane, Haaland and Grealish are quality players. But Man United need a centre-back and a CDM. Every Man United fan knows that United really need a centre-back and a CDM. We'd love Kane, we'd love Grealish, they're world-class players. Of course they'd improve us. But our problem isn't scoring goals. Our problem is getting overrun in midfield and conceding sloppy goals. We need a Ruben Diaz signing to go next to Maguire. Look at the impact Diaz had on City. Look at the impact Van Dijk had on Liverpool. That's what United need. Not Harry Kane. We've got Cavani for another year. United need a Diaz or Van Dijk type signing, not Harry Kane. I think I read this one out. But everybody, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Alice Talks Football. We're trying to hit 13,000 subscribers by the end of May, so make sure you hit that like button. First half, our front four lose the ball way too much. Yeah, you make a good point. Our front four were really, really good in the second half. I thought Greenwood was quite good in the first half, but we were very, very sloppy with our passing in the first half. We gave the ball away a lot. The ref did frustrate me a little bit, but Man United were very, very sloppy with their passing in the first half, and they gave the ball away way too much. I do agree. McTominay, box-to-box workhorse or centre-back. McTominay is a good player, and I just think that he doesn't suit. McTominay hasn't been good in his last 15 games, and I think McTominay is good enough to be a bench player for Manchester United, but he's being played out of position. I think McTominay is a very similar player to Souček, as he can do a defensive job, but in the pivot, he's restricted. McTominay does his best work going forward, and I just think McTominay's problem, the reason he's been so poor is because I think he is a box-to-box. Cavani reborn. PSG must be kicking themselves for giving Cavani to us on a free. PSG seriously must be kicking themselves because PSG needed Cavani in that Champions League. I tell you that. PSG must be kicking themselves. Lindelof got pushed off the ball late, but glad it didn't result in a goal. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's why Bissaka for me was up there for man of the match, because Watkins really easily could have made it 2-2. Get your live chats down below. I'm going to read out a few more live chats. I'm just scrolling through people's player ratings, but it was a good win for Manchester United and everything. We are the comeback kings. I just want to see second half Man United in the first half. Scott McTominay is a box-to-box workhorse for centre-back. He's no CDM. The thing is, McTominay is not a CDM, I agree. He's a box-to-box workhorse. We need to see him in a box-to-box role. McTominay versus Southampton, when we won 9-0, was allowed to play as a box-to-box. McTominay, when we played Leeds and we won 6-2, was allowed to play as a box-to-box. They're his only 2 class games this season, and a few okay games, but he's been pretty poor this season. And I think McTominay's problem is he's not a CDM. I think we need a CDM. And all these pundits on Sky Sports go, United need Kane, United need Haaland. Okay, yeah, Kane and Haaland would definitely improve United. But United's problem is the defence and midfield. We need a Ruben Diaz-like centre-back to transform our defence, like Van Dijk did to Liverpool, like Diaz did to City. And we need a top CDM, so while midfield can get forward more and create more chances, we've got Cavani, we've got Martial, we've got Greenwood, who can all play as a striker. Man United, look, Kane would improve us, but Man United just need a top CDM. And I think a top CDM like Rice would make McTominay better. I think McTominay would turn into a Souček. And this guy says McTominay's shit, sell him. McTominay's a young player, a workhorse. I think he's a reliable player to come off the bench, but I don't think he's good enough for the starting 11. How can a team get 13 penalties in one season? We've got a lot of pace and skill in attack. You know, all our penalties this season, bar 1 or 2, I say, were deserved penalties as well. Great win for Newcastle against Spurs. It was. We should sign Nick Gurr from Swansea to replace Lindelof, says Joel Glazer. That's probably what Joel Glazer's thinking. He probably doesn't even know who Lindelof is, though, because he probably doesn't watch Man United. Defenders win titles. That's the thing. Van Dijk comes in, Liverpool win a title. Diaz comes in, Manchester City in the Champions League final, and they're going to win a title. They talk, Man United need Kane, Man United need Haaland. No. We need a Ruben Diaz or a Virgil van Dijk type centre-back to go next to Maguire and transform that defence. Scoring goals aren't our problem. Our problem this season, Man United's biggest problem this season is not scoring goals. Like, a striker would improve us, but we don't need a striker if Cavani stays. We get overrun in the midfield. McTominay and Fred get overrun in the midfield because McTominay's not a CDM. And we need a centre-back like Ruben Diaz or like Van Dijk to transform our defence. We need a defence-transforming centre-back to sort out our defence. We need that one quick centre-back, world-class centre-back to partner Maguire and completely sort out our defence. And we need a top CDM, because if we get a top CDM, McTominay will play box-to-box and be better for Man United. I reckon if we get a top CDM, we'll progress the ball quicker, move the ball forward quicker, and be a better team. If Man United get a top CDM, we will become a better team. We will. We need a Declan Rice. Do you know what I'd love? I'd love David De Gea or Dean Henderson in goal. I don't have a preference. Bissaka right back, Luke Shaw left back. I'd like a Maguire and a Varane or a Jules Koundé, like someone that's going to have that impact and pace. I'd like a Declan Rice, I'd like a Paul Pogba to stay, I'd like a Bruno Fernandes. You've got Cavani up top, you've got Rashford on the left, you've got Greenwood on the right. You're thinking you've got Martial and Donny van de Beek on the bench. It's quality. It's quality. I mean, there's players like Jadon Sancho linked to us. In my ideal world, I'd sign Sancho, Rice and Varane. In my ideal world, I'd sign Sancho, Rice and Varane. And I'd love us to sign Sancho, but every time I watch Man United, I go, our attack is so good. Our attack is quality. Yes, in the first half, our attacks lacked to string passes together. Our attack is good. As much as Kane, Haaland, Sancho would improve Man United, especially Sancho, because I do think we need a right winger, because Greenwood is definitely more of a centre forward. We need to get that Ruben Diaz-like centre-back to transform our defence. Because what makes a team title winners? What made Liverpool title winners? Virgil van Dijk. He completely transformed them. What got Manchester City in their first ever Champions League final? Ruben Diaz. He was man of the match in the semi-final. A top centre-back can transform a team, especially a team that scored the second most goals this season. United have scored the second most goals this season. A top centre-back would completely transform United. And a top CDM like Declan Rice, bear in mind we could use Jesse Lingard to lower Declan Rice's price, means we won't get overrun as much in midfield. And the thing is, if you get a top centre-back, we don't have to play as deep to protect the defence. You know, the reason we play Lindelof, Maguire, McTominay and Fred together so much as a back six, if Man United get a top centre-back, we don't have to play Fred and McTominay every game. The only reason we play Fred and McTominay every game is because it gets clean sheets. We only concede 1 or no goals when Fred and McTominay plays. The minute you play Pogba and Fred in the pivot, or Matic and Pogba in the pivot, we concede 2 or 3 goals because our defence is not protected. You know, if we get a top centre-back, we probably won't need to rely on McTominay and Fred so much in the pivot. If United get a top quick centre back, we can play better football. I think a top CDM would help us play better football. But for me, if I was going to sign any player, I would sign a top centre back, because look what Diaz did to City. Look what Van Dijk did to Liverpool. I know I repeat that, but a quick centre back means we can play a high line. We can let the midfielders go forward more because we don't have to worry about them being protected so much. We can play a better brand of football. We can move the ball quicker. I'd love Man United to sign a quick centre-back. And there's a lot of talk about us signing a striker, but today showed defence rocky, attack brilliant. You know, we could score 3 goals. We can score 3 goals. You know, look what we did in the second half. Every second half these days, we seem to score 2 or 3 goals. Whether it's Burnley, whether it's Spurs, whether it's Brighton, United are brilliant in the second half. But we need a top centre-back to go next to Maguire. With pace, we need our Ruben Diaz-like signing, and we need a CDM. And that's 2 massive things that I think we learned from the game, because we have quality in attack. Only 30 likes needed for 100 likes, guys. So please hit that like button and subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football. I do daily Manchester United content. We're 20 subscribers away from 12.7k. So make sure you subscribe and all of that. We've got a lovely person telling me to shut up in the chat. You're kind of irrelevant. Koulibaly, yeah, it'd be good. I'd take Jules Koundé at Manchester United. Now, we've got a few more chats. If Cavani stays, Martial will raise his game and will only be good for the club. Martial's going to be back fit in 2 weeks, guys. Let me know in the live chat. What do you think about Martial being back fit in 2 weeks? Because I think Martial's a very, very important player for Manchester United. I think he's very, very underrated. And, I think, we need Martial, and we need Martial to hold up play. I think without Cavani, because Cavani's not going to be fit every game, we did struggle. And if I go back into the 5 things we learned from the game, the 5th thing I said that we learned from the game is that Rashford's not a striker. In the first half, it took me 20 minutes to go swap Greenwood and Rashford, because Rashford was very much drifting off to that left forward, left wing. There's a lot of times where we put good crosses in the box, no one's there to tap it in. Greenwood puts in a good shot, Cavani would have been there to tap it in. Greenwood puts in a good pass to Rashford, brilliant tackle from target, but Cavani would have put it in. Rashford ain't a striker. Martial can play striker if Cavani's not fit. Greenwood can play striker if Cavani's not fit. Cavani is absolutely brilliant for Manchester United. He's absolutely brilliant for Manchester United. But I really can't wait to see Martial back. I think he will raise his game. I think there's a quality player in Martial. People forget that Martial got over 30 goal contributions for us last season. He's not on penalty duty. Ollie deserves some credit for making this team improve bit by bit. Hopefully next season we will win the league. I agree. Look, Man United for me needs Sancho, a top centre-back of Jules Koundé, and Declan Rice. And I think we can do that. And I think maybe the Glazers will give us a big transfer window to shut us up. But yeah. And JL says McTominay is Prem quality, but not quite good enough for top 6. Would be good for Newcastle. I agree. I think McTominay as a box-to-box could turn into a top 4 kind of player, but I completely agree with that comment. Jules Koundé would be a great centre-back. Pogba was brilliant today. I thought Pogba lacked in the first half, but I thought Pogba really raised his game in the second half. Thank you very much for your comments. Suma's going to Leicester. Suma's going to Leicester for a very good price. I am always jealous of Leicester because Leicester do their transfer business very well. But Suma going to Leicester, could that free up Ndidi? Could Leicester be more likely to sell Ndidi? I know Ndidi doesn't have the best fitness record, but could Leicester be more likely to sell Ndidi now Suma's going to Leicester? Because I think Ndidi would be a quality signer for Man United. I'd go for Ndidi, Rice, Bissouma, Sumer, even Sakaria. I'd go for all of those guys as a CDM. I think we need a CDM. 30 likes needed for 100 likes, guys. We've got over 70 people watching, so keep smashing that like button. If you're new, subscribe to Alice Talks Football. It's a Man United fan channel. I do daily Manchester United content. I'm doing a preview to the Leicester game tomorrow. Then Wednesday's my Leicester watch along. Then Thursday's obviously my watch along for the Liverpool game. So make sure you subscribe for daily Manchester United content and all of that. It'd be really good to see daily Manchester United content. Do you think Diaz is good or Pep made him a better player? I think Diaz was a top player. He's a top youngster, but I think he's now on a top team, and I think Pep turned Diaz into a top player. I give Pep a little bit of credit for it, but I think Diaz is completely transformed the Manchester City defence. Did you see Diaz in the semi-final versus PSG? World class. Imagine if we get a centre-back like Diaz and put him next to Maguire. We'd be absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much for the supportive comments. It was a good performance from Manchester United today. And I will sum up the game in a little bit. We're just talking about transfers and all that. If we got 2 signings, which 2 positions would you pick? CDM or centre back? I love Jadon Sancho. I think he's quality. But if Cavani stays and we have Martial back fit and scoring goals ain't our problem, I'd sign a CDM and a centre back. Keep Martial, get Haaland in 2022. Keep Cavani for another year. Then Haaland will be 60 million to replace Cavani. How class would that be, guys? How class would that be? That would be the dream. Lingard getting game time at West Ham. We can use Lingard to get money off Rice as well. Use Jesse Lingard for Rice, even if we have to pay 50 million. I completely agree. McMahon would not even start for Leeds. Yeah, McTominay and Fred definitely got overrun today. I think Fred's okay. Fred's always the better of the two. Yeah, I don't think McTominay's a CDM. I don't think McTominay suits the pivot role. I think the thing with McTominay is a workhorse. Always put in a shift, but McTominay, I don't think it's good enough to start week in, week out for Manchester United. Maybe if we sign a Declan Rice and McTominay kind of turns into a Souček, because he's a very similar player to Souček, because McTominay's quite good drifting forward and in the air and all of that. But yeah, I agree. Bruno Fernandes has now scored 27 goals for Manchester United in all competitions this season, the most by a midfield player for a Premier League club in a single campaign since Frank Lampard in 2010. Absolutely insane. Thank you very much for the super chat to you, Poto. What are your thoughts on the news of the Hub Group's 200 million training kit pullout? The media is blaming the anti-Glazer project. I think that's good. Yeah, talking about the 200 million pullout. Man United's anti-Glazer project is costing us. If Man United fans do protests that affect the Glazers' pockets, we get their attention. The fact that this £200 million training kit has pulled out affects the Glazers' pocket, it gets their attention. The more Man United do stuff, like, yes, affecting the Glazers' pocket ideally affects our transfer budget in the summer, but I'm willing to have a shit transfer window if it means the Glazers leave in the next year. I'm willing to have a shit transfer window if it means the Glazers leave in the next year. And this affects the Glazers' pocket. This £200 million training kit pullout affects the Glazers' pocket, and that means this is working. We've got the Liverpool match called off, we've got the Super League cancelled, we've got Ed Woodward sacked, and we're affecting the Glazers' pockets. We've had two apologies from the Glazers, we've had a sponsorship pullout, we've had people less likely to do business with them, we've got a game postponed. These protests are working, and all I say is keep getting these protests going, keep getting them going, because I think it's clearly having an effect on the Glazers. The minute you start hurting the Glazers' pockets, we get their attention, hence why we've got two apologies. The Glazers have two options: sell the club on the free, give it to someone that cares about the club and is going to make us champions, or the Glazers, the Glazers come out with their apology, they go, oh, we're sorry and all that. Actions speak louder than words, Glazers. If you really care about this club, sign Jadon Sancho, sign Rafael Varane, sign Declan Rice. Then next summer, sign Erling Haaland for 60 million. Do your business right. If you really care about Man United, get a proper sporting director in and all of that. That's what you need to do. But I think that the £200 million training kit sponsor being called off because of the protest is good. It means the protests are working. We're getting the Glazers' attentions. They said sorry to us twice. Us fans are getting the Glazers' attention. Man United need a good striker. Since the last year, Cavani filled that position, so our game has improved. Cavani's going to stay for a year, so I don't think we need a striker this summer because we can score goals. We need a good Ruben Dias like centre-back. We need a Van Dijk or a Ruben Dias like centre-back to transform that defence, and we need a CDM. Then you look at Sancho for a right wing, because I think Greenwood is a striker, not a right winger. We don't have an out-and-out right winger. Then the following transfer window, Haaland's available for 60 million. Cavani leaves next summer. That would be the way to do business. Like an ideal world, we sign Jules Koundé, Jadon Sancho, and Declan Rice this summer. Once Cavani retires next summer, we get Erling Haaland as replacement. That would be an ideal world for me for Man United. But yeah, Lindelof the weak link. There's a lot of games where I do think Lindelof is better than Maguire, but today Lindelof could have cost us the game. Luckily, Bissaka did that slide tackle on Watkins, so we were fine. The football match finished this month, but still a long way. Many go. Yeah, absolutely brilliant from United. We've got top four though. We've got top four. He will still not win Player of the Season. Hypocrisy. Diaz, Bruno, Kane for Player of the Season. Luke Shaw's up there, but no one's going to give it to a left back, realistically. Thanks everybody for your comments and your likes. Keep hitting that like button and subscribe down below to Alice Talks if you're new. I'm doing a watch along on Tuesday for Manchester United versus Leicester and another watch along for Manchester United versus Liverpool on Thursday. So if that sounds like your stuff, subscribe to Alice Talks Football for daily Manchester United content and streams. Cavani has equalised the Man United record for highest number of Premier League goals scored as a substitute in the season, held by Chicharito in 2010-11 and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in 1988-99. Yeah, brilliant from Cavani. Absolutely brilliant from Cavani. Man United have now won 20 league games in the Premier League season for the first time under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We're moving in the right direction. I agree. If it wasn't for those draws, we'd be in a tight race. If it wasn't for all those 0-0 draws, we'd be in a tight race. You've got to think 0-0 Leeds, 0-0 Palace, 0-0 Chelsea twice. That's 8 points dropped. 0-0 Arsenal, 10 points dropped. 0-0 City, 12 points dropped. 0-0 Liverpool, 14 points dropped. If it wasn't for all those 0-0s, we could be winning the title because we've lost the least amount of games this season. And we have a squad to build up. For the first time in a while, I generally think Man United have 3 key signings off winning the title. We've lost the least amount of games this season. It's just them 0-0s that let us down. I generally think we're 3 key signings of winning a title. I think if we sign Declan Rice, Jadon Sancho and a Varane, I think we can win a title if we're lucky with injuries. I generally think we do. I think we are 3 key signings off winning a title, guys. Only 4 likes needed for 100 likes. So please hit that like button and subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football. Remember, watch along. Literally, we've got a really busy week on the channel, so you might as well subscribe. We're trying to hit 13,000 subscribers by the end of May. We're literally 15 subscribers off 12.7k. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe so we hit 12.7k. But we've got a super busy week. Tomorrow is my Man United versus Leicester preview. Tuesday is my Man United versus Leicester watch along, then my live reaction after the game. Wednesday is my Man United Liverpool preview, which I will be live with a guest on the channel for that. And then Thursday is my Man United versus Liverpool live watch along. Will the protests get another Liverpool game called off? Is a big thing as well. Will the protests get another Liverpool game called off? Ndidi 80 million, greater than Rice 80 million. I think Ndidi is better than Rice. And I think with Sumer going to Leicester, maybe we could get Ndidi, but I think we could use Jesse Lingard to get Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice to Manchester United is very doable. Do you think De Gea will go in the summer? Unfortunately, it looks like De Gea is going to leave in the summer. Hopefully, Pogba doesn't leave. I think keep Pogba, keep Cavani, sign Sancho, Rice, Varane, or Koundé or someone. I think would be brilliant. I can't believe we're still having Ollie out people chatting. Yeah, like a lot of people came on at my watch along at half time were like Ollie out, Ollie out, Ollie out. And I was like, how many times have we been 1-0 down at half time? People go Ollie out, Ollie out, Ollie out, and win the game 3-1. When we are 1-0 down at half time, I never stress. But thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm just going to sum up the 5 things we learned from the game for all those who just joined. So the first thing I said that we learned from the game is second half Man United were always quality in the second half. I don't know what it is that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does, but whenever Man United come out in the second half, we are quality. So I said the second thing we learned from the game is Man United class in the second half. And if you agree with me, hit that like button because we just always seem to be class in the second half. We talked about second half United. As long as I hope Man United can do what we do in the second half in the first half. Because I thought in the first half versus Villa, we were quite sloppy, we were quite full. I thought we started the first 10 minutes really well versus Villa. For the first 10 minutes, we were good. Then we went a little bit sloppy. Then when Villa went 1-0 up, we went really bad for the 10 minutes after Villa went 1-0 up. Really sloppy, awful. Then the last 5 minutes of the first half, we really picked up. We really started to look good. And then we came out in the second half, a new team. It was just like the Spurs game, just like the Roma game. You know, I wish we could play like we did in the second half the whole way through. Because we know when Man United go and attack a team, we can score 3 goals and a half. So, you know, not many teams can come and say, if we're at it, we can score 3 goals and a half. Man United have done it in like 10 games this season, come out in the second half and score 3 goals. Exactly why I say we don't need Haaland or Kane. Haaland and Kane would improve us. But that's why I say we need a centre-back or a CDM. The second thing I said we learned from the game is our fullbacks are class. We've learned how important our fullbacks are this season. I said Bissaka was brilliant today. That world-class tackle, got an assist. Luke Shaw was fantastic today. We saw what happened when you took Luke Shaw and Bissaka off versus Roma. We collapsed. Luke Shaw and Bissaka so important. Was the second thing I said we learned from the game. The third thing I said we learned from the game is Greenwood was on fire. I thought Cavani was brilliant as well. The fourth thing I said we learned from the game is that we need a CDM and a centre-back. I think we can score goals, but it's the midfield that gets overrun, and we need a Ruben Diaz like centre back to transform our team. And the third thing was Greenwood and Cavani on fire. Like Cavani has 10 goal contributions in his last 7 games. His last 7 games, 10 goal contributions from Edison Cavani, and Greenwood scored 6 goals in his last 6 Premier League games. I actually have a really interesting stat on Mason Greenwood, and then I'm going to read out for you guys because he's just been quality. And a funny story is like Cavani's barely played this season, but only Dominic Calvert-Lewin has more headed goals than Cavani. But this is Cavani. Cavani has been involved in 10 goals in his last 7 games. He got a goal versus Tottenham, goal versus Granada. He got 2 goals and 2 assists versus Roma. He got 2 goals versus Roma again, and he got a goal versus Aston Villa. And Mason Greenwood also broke a record today. He became the first Manchester United player to score 16 goals in a Premier League season, beating Rooney's record at 15 and Rashford's at 13. And Mason Greenwood in his last 6 domestic games got a goal versus Leicester, got a goal versus Brighton. He got a goal and assist versus Tottenham. He got 2 goals versus Burnley. He blanked versus Leeds, but he got a goal versus Villa. So Mason Greenwood in his last 6 domestic games has 7 goal contributions as well, just showing how much form Greenwood is on. And the fifth and final thing I said we learned from this is that Rashford isn't a striker. I think Rashford and Greenwood should have swapped over because Rashford looked better on the right wing and Greenwood's more of a natural striker than Rashford. I'm just going to read out a few more comments before I end the stream. But guys, if you have not subscribed to Alice Talks Football, please do. We're literally like 15 subscribers away from hitting 12.7k. So we've got 60 people watching. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe because we're going to do some more Man United watch-alongs this week and reactions. Sancho scored 2 goals against Leipzig yesterday. He scores a goal in big games. He is a big game player. Need him in the Man United team. Completely agree. I'd love Sancho. I was worried about Shaw years back, but the nasty leg break. But he's been unaffected by it. Yeah, to think that Luke Shaw got over a leg break like that and is now the best left back in the Premier League on form is quality. The only reason Ollie out is a lack of squad rotation. I agree, starters will get burned out and benched. I think I can see why people are Ollie out with this Fred, Lindelof, Maguire, negative, depressing football, and the lack of rotation. And I think Ollie's subs choice is questionable. I do get that. Away record breaking. Let's see if we can break the away record. I think we're two or three games off breaking the away record. That'd be a nice record of Arsenal's to break. I was looking forward to Alex Tellers in the Prem, but he's irrelevant compared to Shaw and Bissaka. He is. Our fullbacks are just quality, aren't they? Our fullbacks are quality. But thank you everybody for tuning into the live stream. Please hit that like button, subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football. Every like and subscribe means a lot. Let's make sure we can hit 100 likes on this video. I'm not sure how many likes we are on, but make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe down below, because we will be doing a live watch along and live match reaction on Tuesday for the Leicester game, and again on Thursday, I'll be doing a live watch along and a live match reaction for Manchester United versus Liverpool. We've got a match preview for Man United Leicester tomorrow, and then on Wednesday, I'm going to be live for a match preview with a guest for Man United versus Liverpool. So a massive week on Alice Talks Football. So subscribe with the bell on so you don't miss daily Manchester United content and streams. Thank you everybody for watching. Massive win for Manchester United, 3-1 win. We deserved the win in the end. Yes, the first half was poor. We weren't the best in the first half, but we were absolutely quality in the second half. I was really impressed with the fullbacks. Really impressed with Greenwood and Cavani. Quality game, quality goals. Gonna watch it on Match of the Day. Well done, United. 3-1, top 4 still, guys. Hit that like button for top 4 still. Glazes out. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe. Bye. Thanks everyone for tuning in.